my Jack Mac. Bitch niggas out having cleaning the fish. Work out with the arms and I ain't meaning to dip. Fuck, T-gram stand for what knows a bird. Snow on the curb, smoke like you blowing the herb. What you know about a trap with a lot of things? Bigger fuck 357s, watch the Maggie scream. My swag is mean, why you envy me? Madman murder gang, nigga, M3G. I'm bringing hip-hop back, time will tell to TikTok that. You strong but you break, you baseball bat. All that noise you try to make it can't take all that. All it takes is a drop of a pin. Then I flip and pull a pin and do some real thing in your whip. Boom, remain a black pants and store up a fist. So flip the fiend. Niggas they caged in, they had a piece. And the block is ever shit gritty like New York.
Wow, you're getting angry, Chomo.
Yo, street shine.
Wow, you're getting angry.
Yo, my people ain't got no love for that. 25 I like too many niggas just drop it down. Bad to orange just on to the next trap. Let me sit my last pair on some trap shit before I shoot shit on some shit. Black cock straps, pop gas, and I'll shoot till I see you fall. Heat a draw, you can call me if you need a ball. Well, fuck your whole image up as if we can't card. Madman murder gang, nigga, it's T and bars. Let's forget the gangsters, 2 cats in the mattress with open liquor bottles, blood rolled on pass them. Mind the things you ask them, or else I'ma blast them. Smokes where I stash them, yo, it's time for action. Kush getting real, got a rash. I'll kill you for trade bars, so mind when you pass them. I'm playing with the heat just like my name was Haslam. Carly says my passion, T grabs my right hand. Supposed to be cute, black, blue, cold like Iceman. The pipes blam and they light like a nightstand. Blam, blam, turn your face cherry like a white man. PC holding up the weight like a bike stand. It's all bling while you niggas give them kite grams. Got the hammer on the pillars of the nightstand. Kill you in your height, man.
Switching up the traffic, hustle on the late shift, all through the morning time, trying to stay awake, shit, talking to my homies, laughing what Dave did, committed suicide, splattered on the pavement, got a 6 cent to humor and a big gun, for the rats, spread the rumors to the big scum, know a lot of good people doing like biz, stuck up in the dark, not knowing where the light is, sugar to the shit, love to the rage, beating dark liquor, putting slugs in the gauge, mind of my riches, I'ma do you something bitches do nowadays, money time. I'm one of bitches who came to terms with the fact people want me murdered. That's why I got a knapsack full of burners. Shattered pictures, I ain't picking up the pieces. I just leave them in the past. No cash for you leeches.
Bitch nigga, know what it is, B. Check it. Hold the gat down, clap rounds, empty a whole clip. Fuck your squad, hustle hard, empty a whole brick. Fresh out the pen game, tempting the shit. For the paper, take you for a ride, no rent in the whip. 10 for the hit, and right now that sound like a lot of cake. Apply pressure with the heckler, so they gotta break. Fresh 9-pack with a black gat. Smack cats on the cell block for my Jack Mac. Bitch niggas out having cleaning the fish. Work out with the arms and I ain't meaning to dip. Fuck, T-gram stand for what you know is a bird. Snow on the curb, smoke like you blowing the herb. What you...
I got a bunch of these saved streams from trying to start videos over and over and over when these idiots do this shit, so I just start titling them anything crazy. Wow, that's loud.
Eastside, GSC,
Solo,
Gully Side veteran, Gully Side veterans. Gully Side veterans, Gully Side veteran. Gully Side veteran, niggas know who we better than. Club night, 10 deep, stick the knife in the Medellin. Gully Side veteran, Gully Side veteran.
Yep, keep thinking the routers, because you hate us. Why? Because we don't care about you. You can't hurt us.
My body, but never change my mind. I want my money up front. No half shit. Smoke a blunt to the end. Leave the ashes back to the store. Cop a Henny, need a backwoods. Crack a 40.
Let's take that slow it up. Hit the block, still wavy.
Clever slow as fuck before my young boys get you. Hope the Lord to run upon me. Yeah, that's war, fool. Combat and all that. Then you fall back out here with some real niggas. Call it blood hunt, you can get killed, nigga. But we good cause you ain't doing good at my hood. It's what the hood want. You can work harder, but good isn't good enough. You used to roll dice for high stick. Stick it up, head home, fat pocket stick, getting cooking up. Gully side veteran, niggas know who we better than. Club night, 10 deep, stick the knife.
Whoa, what's this?
In the Medellin, Gully side veteran, Gully side veteran.
Shit, what is this?
Yes, them Gully side veterans, Gully side.
So that's Dre Specs. And this is Dre Specs and Tommy Guns. And another guy. I don't know what this is, but gotta be somewhere, right? Oh Jesus! Yes, as
Let me back up on them. Right hook, leave you sleeping till the early morning. All you see is Tweety birds. All my moms, I give my word. I'm grinding on the night shift. My night work is decisive. Don't ignite this. Come from places where you can't make mistakes. Shit change like the weather. Throw you up in the bank. This is hip hop. Some of y'all can relate. Been through many alleyways. I'm vicious like a shark in the tank. I only deal with real ones who started off in PO1. I'm a real son. Load up calibers, murder one. I've seen it all. I write my stories, don't have to lie. Same homies doing life, cause they soldiers had no pride, I couldn't do it. My circle is small, we live this music. Kick it into high gear, I'm a wolf, I'll pursue it. I'll state the facts, I'm in these streets, I need an alibi. Straight messing with us is what they said in homicide. There's no gimmick, you better back up. Pump in the trunk, life sharpened up. Told you that these streets was nice, yo, this is red rum. Murder flow, bang one, grab this mic, pen this tight. Wait and bang and stay in night. There's no gimmick, you better back up. Pump in the trunk, life sharpened up. Told you that these streets was nice, yo, this is red rum. Murder flow, bang one, grab this mic, pen this tight. Wait and bang and stay in night.
Violent urges make a nigga real sadistic. But my black man bitch, don't make me a statistic. I can finesse your main bitch with my smooth stock linguistics. And you can get your shit cooked with a phone call this instant. Come on, verse everyone, I'm a motherfucking misfit. Tommy gun drop the bomb, I'm out the wall with the Tommy.
Welcome back to that. You don't really want a war with me. Mr. Gang Graffiti Expert. I'm asking you to tell us where that true ready penetration up or not. This kid, I'm telling you, you're about to get shot. Anyway, like confetti in the streets, confetti. Alleyways are dark and gritty, that's how it is in this section of a city. Even on the rooftops, homies keeping watch on my block. We don't welcome the cops. Where I hear people throwing the kids. Streets see dirt, not in it just like a rat. I'm too hard for you, hard up a lion. Better know I leave you in the news article. An ocean floating particle. I call it 60 Arsenal, combustible. Leaving long lines up in the hospital, yo. Get the stretches out. Better know what I'm about. I'm here to stay and clean the crowd. I bring it raw, I'm underground. I'll be what you talk about, yeah. Come and get with me, Buffer Bar Symphony. Tommy Guns be doing me by any means. Rest in peace.
Real talk, you don't really want the war with me. Fuck around and we be settling the score quickly. Why, you don't really want the war with me. Real talk, you don't really want the war with me. Fuck around and we be settling the score quickly. Why, you don't really want the war with me.
Shit that I seen turn my mouth to a zip. Some things that you learn, not a sound, not a whisper. Not a word, cause it can get you some new followers, and I ain't talking about Twitter. Posing for the picture, make sure you look the hardest. That'll be the one they're using on the milk carton. Careful what you call it, cause ducking and dodging ain't gonna save you from that sawed-off sucking they have it barking. Let the dogs out, and you acting retarded. Think you always safe, no one said you were the smartest. Stay in the lane, before they pull you out your car and beat you so bad you can't remember where you parked. Caution, gonna play the game, better learn the rules. I never been a shooter. If you frontin', you will lose it, better keep it secret. Real G's are like Kruger, they get you while you sleep.
Real talk, you don't really want the war with me. Fuck around and we be settling the score quickly. Why, you don't really want the war with me. Real talk, you don't really want the war with me. Fuck around and we be settling the score quickly. Why, you don't really want the war with me. Hardcore rock to the Chinese hits. 6XL hoodie and some grimy tints. Get money in the streets, never find me dead. Military made man in the Siamese twins. Independent, but everyone beside me win. If my people ain't with me, they inside the pit. If you fucking with the people, then we'll find your kid. Or just hang the kin to find your chick. Hey yo, that's stupid die. There's some runners in the streets and they move a lot. Fucking stupid eye. I got stupid watch, pay me double for the product. Sell music, heroin, and marijuana. If you fucking with the team, gosh no. I'm one of them motherfuckers that are Wall Snow. The Tommy Guns, he was there before we get family. Got a gun, we'll go ahead and throw that thing at me. In the streets and they move a lot. Fucking stupid eye. I got stupid watch, pay me double for the product. Sell music, heroin, and marijuana. If you fucking with the team, gosh no. I'm one of them motherfuckers that are Wall Snow. The Tommy Guns, he was there before we get family. Got a gun, we'll go ahead and throw that thing at me.
Oh, I didn't post the link. Yes, according to CBC, sexually transmitted infections. This is disappointing. This is, I know my computer is listening, but it's not getting the point. Times of India. Zodiac signs ranked from most to least romantic. Images of security and city staff photographing two men sleeping on Thunder Bay, Ontario bench spark outrage. I'm slightly confused. Taking pictures of two guys sleeping. Okay. You took pictures of them taking pictures. I'm confused. What's the problem? You may not like it, but if you're in a public place, then this is where we get into where is your home. Hamilton man in his 60s hospitalized. Oh, I think we heard this already. After rare blood clotting from AstraZeneca vaccine 21 hours ago. Oh, Daily Express. Gardening. How to use leftover eggshells and coffee grounds in your garden. I'm gonna save y'all. The article's shorter than the headline. Throw them on the ground. Just throw them on the ground. Global news. Treasure hunter finds legendary cache hidden under old home's floorboards. What's that? It says yesterday. We can hear about this on the. This is a video. This. CNN 5 hours ago. Opinion: what we can learn from Canada on gun control. Oh, shit. Oh. When the live stream fails, the meeting should stop. Ombudsman says in Hamilton ruling. This is good to know because I got a bunch of these fucking meetings coming up. If I try to cut and paste into this fucking text box or type, it will zoom in and fuck everything up. And I cannot zoom out. Hamilton manufacturer shutting down operations due to outbreak. 3 full minutes.
India and Pakistan are suspended for 30 days.
He adds the restriction will also be for indirect routes to Canada.
You gotta look at the picture of him in brown face.
That's not enough.
These variants
While
are
he's saying
brought in
this.
here by people who are allowed in at our borders. But this isn't politics. This is the provinces asking something of the Prime Minister, and it's never too late to do the right thing.
That's MPP for North
Sometimes it is.
Peterborough South, David Piccini, and he tells 680 News, Premier Ford has been asking for stricter border measures for months. Over 70% of the reported COVID-19 cases on Saturday are VOCs, the majority being the variant first discovered in the UK. I'm Julia Rulissi. 680 News Time, 5:35. India is in the midst of the world's largest COVID-19 surge. The country is reporting 346,786 new COVID-19 infections, a global single-day new case record. 2,624 virus-related deaths also reported in the past 24 hours. Many of India's hospitals struggling to cope with shortages of beds, medicine, and oxygen. India said this week it could soon expand its vaccination program from those age 45 to include all adults. There's a federal ban in place right now for all direct passenger flights from India and Pakistan for the next 30 days.
680 News Time, 5:36. A blast of winter earlier in the week, a return to spring yesterday, and now tomorrow night we might dip back down to the freezing mark. 680's meteorologist Carl Lamb says today's the day to soak up the sunshine because there's some rain in the forecast.
We had some rain showers moving through during the overnight and then continuing into parts of Sunday morning. That's just ahead of a cold front. That's going to push through tomorrow, and that will also clear out the sky, but also bring in some breezier conditions. We'll have that northwesterly wind around 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. Some gusts could be near 50 at times.
There's a chance of April showers next week with daytime highs in the low 20s for much of southern Ontario.
Happening now, a fun sports day for Toronto fans continues. The TFC have tied it up with Vancouver 2-2. Earlier, the Raptors fell 120 to 103 to the Knicks, but shortly after 6 this evening, first pitch will fly between the Jays and Rays, and then an important matchup will happen on Hockey Night in Canada at 7 o'clock. The Maple Leafs will try and open up a commanding 8-point lead on the Jets for first in the North Division.
Well, today marks 106 years since the Armenian genocide. Mayor John Tory releasing a message to the city's large Armenian community today.
We can do our part to redress historical wrongs.
Real United Nations.
And by taking action to eliminate hatred within our own community.
I believe it was 2,500 people from this neighborhood enrolled in World War I.
We must stand up against it and speak up against it. And with that, I renew my friendship and support for our Armenian community
all over the
on this solemn day.
Prime Minister Trudeau tweeting the Armenian genocide showed the world the unconscionable cost of division, exclusion, and hatred. Joe Biden today formally declaring the systematic killing and deportation of hundreds of thousands of Armenians by the Ottoman Empire in the early 1900s as a genocide, first U.S. president to do so in decades.
A Promises Science Advisory
Table said 20th century. That was a 20th century, Dennis. You could have said 20th century.
An overhaul of the vaccine rollout. Here's 680's Enrique Amaturo. The advisory table is recommending 50% of Ontario's vaccine supply is given to anyone 16 and older in 74 neighborhoods hardest hit by COVID-19, while the report suggests the other half of supply be equally distributed across Ontario depending on someone's age. Dr. Peter Uni, the director of the advisory table, tells the Toronto Star the reallocation plan would not only protect communities most affected by the virus, but also the entire province. Dr. Uni adds the plan would be most effective in collaboration with community groups and leaders in these neighborhoods. The panel, made up of scientists, doctors, and researchers, made the recommendations in a report published Friday. It notes that if the province accepts the recommendations from researchers, overall infections, hospitalizations, ICU rates, and deaths would decrease. I'm Enrique Amaturo. Your gas price update is next.
680 News Time, 5:39.
When you call a Dell Technologies advisor, you get to talk to a real person who can provide tailored solutions that don't fit every small business, they fit yours. That's what it means to really listen. For solutions powered by Intel vPro platform, call an advisor at 310 Dell.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. ENPRO predicts the price of gas will not change at midnight. It will hold at just under $1.28 a liter.
680 News Time, 5:40.
I've got a craving for some McDonald's fries. Crispy, golden, hot. McDonald's fries, the official fries of the Toronto Raptors three-pointers. Mazda wants you to discover the drive. Discover why Mazda 3 is the Automobile Journalists Association of Canada's 2021 Canadian Car of the Year.
Discover performance with an available turbocharged engine in the CX-5 or CX-30. And discover luxury with CX-9 sophisticated 7-passenger seating.
What about the Mazda 2? Have you seen a Mazda 2?
Models and up to a $1,000 Mazda bonus on select new Mazdas. Contact your local Mazda dealer or visit Mazda.ca for
The camera out of a phone. Damn it!
News time 541.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Christine Lycos.
This report is brought to you by the City of Toronto on the eastbound 401.
Toronto.
In the collectors, it looks like we have new problems with a stalled vehicle blocking the left lane. For the most part, the vehicle is on the left shoulder, but a tow is pulled up on scene, and the left lane is fully blocked now. A couple of vehicles, just waiting for this to clear away. It's not really causing a big delay here on the eastbound 401. And to add on, eastbound 401 east of the Don Valley Parkway in the Express, that problem has been cleared away. So I'm really not spotting any huge delays on the 401 at this time. And if you're looking to try the 404 Don Valley Parkway combination, you'll find it moving well north and southbound, leaving and heading into downtown of the Gardiner Expressway. All lanes are smooth and clear. Traveling on the QEW, it's moving well through Mississauga, Oakville, and Burlington at this time with no problems to pass along. Eastbound Steeles at Dufferin, that's down to a single lane because of paving work. Let's get Toronto vaccinated. Get the COVID vaccine when it's your turn. Book online at toronto.ca/COVID-19 or call 888-999-6488. Your next report is at 5:51. Now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
Thanks, Christine. And we have temperatures right now hanging steady at 16. We'll drop down to about 12 during the evening, 8 during the overnight, and it's cloudy as we get into the evening hours as well. And then some of those rain showers will develop during the overnight when many of us are sleeping. And they'll last into tomorrow morning. So if you're going for a walk early in the day or if you're taking the dog for a walk, it is going to be a bit drizzly at times early in the day, but we'll get up to 12 degrees, and then the sky will start to clear a little bit once that cold front moves through, and we'll start to see more sunshine, but it is going to be quite breezy. That northwest wind around 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. We could have some gusts up to about 50 at times, and then dropping down to 0 on Sunday night, and then we'll rebound up to 11 on Monday with a mix of sun and cloud. Right now, it is 16 at Pearson, 16 at 680 News. Tonight's overnight low, 8 degrees.
680 News time 542.
With the restaurant industry in crisis during the pandemic, a food tour group is putting the spotlight on Scarborough Eats. In partnership with the University of Toronto Scarborough campus, Eat More Scarborough tells the stories of the community's food scene. Guide Howard Tam highlights the East End's diverse culture through videos he posts on YouTube.
If conditions improve in the pandemic, I would encourage all of you to go out and try a restaurant here in Scarborough. Go to a brand new place. There's actually a really high probability, probably 95%, that it's going to be really good. And the best part is you're going to meet some of the nicest food entrepreneurs on the planet, and you'll have a really good story to tell your friends.
He's also planning to launch a Scarborough Restaurant Association to help businesses navigate the pandemic. Your headlines and sports next.
680 News time 543.
At Sicily Honda, our family wants your family to drive a great deal during our Honda Checkered Flag event. Right now, get 0.99% lease and finance rates on a 2021 Civic sedan. Plus, get $750 lease or finance cash to further lower your payment. Get a great deal and get Air Miles reward miles at Sicily Honda, 88 Steeles Avenue, just west of Yonge. Go to SiclyHonda.com for details. I'm Hugh Sicily, and we're family-driven.
Ontario's COVID-19 vaccine plan is helping to stop the spread and save lives. Until we're all vaccinated, we need to stay the course. Wear a mask, wash your hands, keep your distance. We've come so far together, and thousands of people across Ontario
this doesn't necessarily apply to us.
Every day. Your turn is coming soon. Visit ontario.ca/COVID vaccine plan or call 1-800-999-6488 for assistance in 300 languages. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
Toronto's news now. This is 680 News.
It's 16 degrees, partly cloudy. Good afternoon. I'm Kate Lee.
And I'm Alex Bloomfield. Here are the top stories right now.
Amazon fulfillment centers in Bolton and Brampton, the first to face partial closures in Peel region due to new Section 22 public health orders required When 5 or more people in a business test positive for COVID-19. The premier pushing the feds for tougher border restrictions as an alarming new variant surfaces in the province. And the U.S. formally acknowledging the killing of over 1 million Armenians by the Ottoman Empire as genocide after decades of the White House avoiding the use of that term, not wanting to offend Turkey. 680 News Time, 5:45. Now time for 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's George Russick.
I'll swap this link over in here in a second. I'll just read it. If I could make the text to speech work, I would just click to read it out loud. So when I start the machine up, I get a toast message. It says error, failed to initialize text to speech, TTS. I don't know. When the live stream fails, the meeting should stop, Ombudsman says in Hamilton ruling. Continuing an online meeting when the stream cuts out violates the Municipal Act, Dubé says. CBC News posted 11 hours ago. Ombudsman Paul Dubé says municipal bodies need to stop meetings when the live stream stops working. And for some reason, there's a stock image of a laptop computer here. Somebody typing. I saw these are video meetings. Up to date here. It's not 2000, it's 2020. Ontario's ombudsman has ruled that the city violated the Municipal Act when it allowed a pandemic-era committee meeting to continue. Committee meeting to continue even after the live stream stopped working. Paul Dubé says the city's LGBTQ, you forgot 2S, advisory committee shouldn't have continued on October 20th, 2020, when the live stream failed and the meeting continued for 23 minutes. That effectively made it a closed-door meeting, Dubé said, when it should have been public. When we get to the end, there's some details. You'll understand why this is so important. He recommended that the committee members and staff be more vigilant and that the city review its policy dealing with virtual meetings. Apostrophe. Quote, while the meeting was closed inadvertently, the committee was aware that the live stream had failed and chose to continue the meeting anyways. And, end quote. He said in a report going to City Council on Wednesday. And somehow, since 1996 till now, anyways, with the S on the end, has become acceptable in Canadian English. Anyway, the city's advisory committee procedural handbook says that meetings should recess for up to 15 minutes if the live feed is interrupted, the report says. If 15 minutes passes and the stream isn't back, the meeting should be adjourned. Sounds simple. They explained it in 2 sentences. They could have explained it in 1. On the day, the staff liaison left the electronic meeting and thought because she was the host, the meeting would end for all participants, Dubé wrote. The liaison texted the committee chair to say that the stream had failed. That's all the details they're going to give us about that. That committee is far from the only public body that dealt with live stream challenges in a year where few public meetings were held in person. On October 5th, 2020, the Hamilton Wentworth District School Board, HWDSB, held a board meeting where trustees asked public health questions about the pandemic. The live stream failed, but the meeting continued, and the minutes didn't include any of the questions or answers. That's why I said you'll see why it's important. They didn't write down any of the questions or answers. So in the minutes, it means where you would think they would have wrote each question and like a partial answer or who gave an answer or whatever. They wrote questions and answers, and that's all they wrote. There was also no recording of the meeting. I don't trust anybody that wants to hold big public meetings and doesn't want it recorded. Dubé said that Dubé said then that he was investigating electronic meeting failures across the province. A database on the Ontario Ombudsman site, meanwhile, shows that the City of Hamilton, meanwhile, 2 meanwhiles, has been, is that like double overdrive? Has been investigated 15 times for closed-door meetings since 2011. So That doesn't mean it only happened 15 times. It means it was investigated 15 times. Closed door meetings. This is city councils. These are the people that like implement the public health things. And they don't always get to set all the rules, but they implement them. The province makes the rules for what you can and can't do with food. The city issues you the license to open the restaurant. Let's see if I can get this here. Sneezes, bud. What are you doing up there?